We were looking for a place that we could call home, a church that we could call home, and North Shore just felt right.
What makes this place such a special place? Number one is its history. Number two, it's the people who are members.
Churches are anchors for communities. They are foundations for the dependence upon one another that we have in communities.
What I want everyone to walk away with on a Sunday morning is that Jesus loves you deeply and intimately and wants you to share that love with other people. And that's what we're called to do as a faith community, is to love one another as we've felt that love from Christ.
I think the best thing is that you have services for all the holidays, and I kind of like that.
Women carry a heavy burden during Advent. We kind of make Christmas happen. And it's good for us to have an opportunity to sit down together and worship and remember what the Advent season is really all about. And doing it early in Advent kind of gives us a touchstone to return to as we get busy with our families and our homes and our activities.
Well, I think that music it was one of the first ways that people worshiped God and everything, and I think that it's really important still today to connect with other people and with God through music in that way.
To have quality directors and the choral scholars who are professional, to sing the Bible verses, to sing through the church year, the seasons, everything that your heart would like to say or feel, we have a hymn for it, and we sing it.
I believe Christian formation is very important because it's a lifelong journey. It doesn't just begin and end with Sunday school class when you're young, but it's part of our faith journey all throughout our life.
I think for me personally, I think community for anything that I want to grow as a passion or a hobby is really huge. And I think to be able to have peers and to be able to bounce ideas off of them and just talk with them and hear their opinions on things, I think that's huge for me as for growing my faith.
Well, for me, I think a lot of the things I've learned through Sunday school are considered, I think, life lessons, well, treat others how you want to be treated, and love every person and stuff. And I think relating that to the entire world and everybody you meet, I think, is really important.
What I like about Sunday school is we get to do art at the end. I like that every day in Sunday school we get to learn a new story.
So whereas learning those foundational Bible stories and about God's love are very important to our young and elementary age, but also providing resources for youth and teenagers as they go through some of the more challenging times of their life, but also for adults to know that it's part of their journey as well, as different situations, both positive and negative, they may face in their life, to know that they have spiritual resources, that their community of faith is there to support them as well, but that we are here and that this is a lifelong journey for everyone.
We have such qualified ministers and gifted, good-humored ministers. I feel that the congregation's job is to support them so that they can do their work. They are eager to pay calls on the sick and visit you at hospitals and put on funerals and weddings and those things, counseling.
This is truly a family of giving and loving. My mother was a member of this church. My grandmother was a member of this church. My children are members of this church, and my grandchildren. So my grandchildren are the 5th generation at this church. And so when my mother died and left this world and went on to be with God, the church did what I would expect. They enveloped me and loved my family and put together the most amazing memorial service.
My inspiration in this church will always be Harry Norton. He was My father died when I was very young, and Harry filled that gap. And Harry and Harriet really filled the gap of missing grandparents for our children. And he will always be an inspiration for me.
One of the things that our visitors often ask us about are the pineapples that are seen outside in the courtyard or around the church in various places. And so we like to tell that little story about the pineapples being the sign of hospitality and welcome that the colonial folks would put on their fence post. And if there was a pineapple posted on the fence post, it meant, come in, we're ready to receive you and welcome you.
It's more than just our program. It's more than just the worship. This place becomes a beacon for this community, for the families that come here. I would hope that North Shore Presbyterian Church is a place where people can live out their faith. They can experience their faith, not just on Sunday mornings, but every day of the week. It's a place where they can transform what they believe in their heart or in their mind into action. And then they can get their hands dirty. They can live out their faith. They can see how their faith makes a difference in the lives of others.
NSP is this very special place because of the vibrancy that's going on right now. A very welcoming, very warm, cordial place, and particularly with all the new young families that we're getting with our new young clergy that we have.
Mission is putting faith in action. It's about doing what Jesus taught us to do.
I think it's important that we support mission because we are part of a community, whether it's right here in Shorewood or here in Milwaukee or just part of the greater world. We are part of humanity, and I think Jesus taught us to love one another and to give and to serve, and that's fundamental. That's part of being a Christian, and I think it's part of being human.
We've got plenty to give and serve. We've got the resources to help. It would be a waste to not use them.
I think our church is special because of Jubilee.
I would say family and
I'd say community.
Passion.
Chicken pies. Because it's a church for everyone and anyone can join.
Kind of fun to be the oldest member of the church just because I can look down at all this. This is good. It really is.